are the D-Day Dodgers out in Italy. Always on the vino, always on the spree. Eighth Army Scroungers and their tanks. We live in Rome and run the Yanks. We are the D-Day Dodgers in sunny Italy. We landed at Salerno, a holiday with pay. The Jerry's brought their...
Good morning, Steve.
Morning.
Hello,
how are you doing?
How are you? I'm very well. Yourself?
Yes.
Good. So thank you for joining me and taking time out of your day today, Steve. You live just outside Memphis, Tennessee, is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. So we're about 5 hours apart at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So if you don't mind, just tell me a little bit about yourself, Steve, if that's all right with you.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of times people join a history group and they say, I like history. So I don't know what that means, but I would like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about how I got into military history and studying all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Almost back to the third grade class, I had a buddy and I. We just started reading history books about World War II and stuff.
Right.
And that was the thing we did a lot. We shared all these stories and talked about uniforms and different things like that. And then we went through school. We got more involved. We built model airplanes, as a lot of kids did.
Yeah.
He built more ships. And we we mainly focused on the German Army because they had cool uniforms and all the insignias and stuff that you had to figure out. And had messages and codes, what they stood for, what branches. Exactly. We also liked airplanes. The airplanes had different variety of paint schemes, camouflage schemes, and had squadron markings. So we were really interested in that stuff. But the American stuff, well, I knew a lot about the Americans. I knew what kind of weapon. We knew the weapons and stuff. But I didn't get into I understood the divisions because back then kids would collect patches. We call them army patches, but most of them were infantry divisions. So you got to know the divisions, maybe where they were, but nothing about the history too much. No. But I didn't understand about uniforms and details and all the badges and stuff. And, some of it I did. I did, but not that much. So anyway, we learned a lot, or read a lot about some battles, different things like that. And we knew a lot about World War II that most people didn't understand, especially the different countries.
It started at a young age then.
Yeah. It was odd that when I grew up, I'm like a kid of 12, 13, he knew these towns that most people never heard of, like Forzuola, Casa del Rio, Paterno, Livorno, which the GIs called liver and onions. That was their term for it.
So it's a geography lesson. It was a geography lesson as well.
What's that?
It was a geography lesson as well as a history lesson.
Well, I didn't know really some of that. I just heard my dad talking about it. My dad was a veteran, so we would hear him. He would mention it sometimes just to throw out word. Vino, bambini. Just to be talking in Italian. Yeah. So as I got older, I started studying his service and where he served in the 85th Infantry Division. I'll talk a little bit more about it, but so I began reading more books on the Italian campaign, starting to understand what that was about. So I knew more than most people did about the Italian campaign. That was actually American fighting over there, main thing. Yeah. Well, my brother was stationed in Vicenza in the Air Force. Right. Stationed 5 years in Italy and 3 or 4 years in Vicenza. Oh, wow. He had 2 sons born over there. Okay. So my dad and mom went there in 1986 to visit him. Right. So he took my dad around and all over the Gothic line area and stuff. But they were headed up to the Dolomites and to look where they were chasing the Germans up through the mountains. And they said, hey, well, I don't know if we ever found the right place or not, so let's just go back. So he turned around, and right there was the building, farm, villa, whatever, where he spent the last night, literally the last night of World War II. And I researched it, found out that's really where they stopped. When they said, all fighting stopped right now. Yeah. Wow. So in 1986, my dad's captain he served with, he was from Mississippi. We grew up in Mississippi. I'm living in Tennessee now, but he called him up and said, let's go to reunion. So they've had reunions up north further away. And so I said, okay. So my mother, my older brother, and I jumped in the van with them, and for all the trip up there and back, we heard stories about World War II that we never heard before. Wow. They were laughing and just having a good time. Yeah. Some of the stories are something you don't laugh about back then. It's just like, no, but they were getting it out. They were just having a good time talking to other people. Yeah. So anyway, that was a great time to visit and see real veterans.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned a lot about what they did and hear how they joined up and what their duties were. You know, I'd learn more about, well, you did this. What's the service company do? Okay.
Yeah.
So, so that was a really interesting thing. Then got me interested into creating a website. AOL, AOL had a free web space. So I created a simple, just basic website, history of the 85th Division, real brief.
Right.
Pictures my dad took, which we can talk about later.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that started it. And then in 2002, after he had died and stuff, I went to a veterans reunion of the 339th Polar Bear Regiment. That was part of the 85th Division.
Yeah.
And there I got to meet a lot more veterans, and I went to about 3 or 4 of the reunions.
Oh, right, okay.
So I got to know several people, but I met the family. And the family had a lot of questions. Well, my father said they were here when he was wounded. Where is that location?
Yeah.
What date were they at this point when you did this? You know, so we would research and help them out. And we had some guys that really got a lot of information from the National Archives. They helped them out and had books and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where we got helping people do more research.
Right. Okay.
And that's what I've been doing a lot of. So that inspired me to in June of 2005. I registered my website, custermen.com.
Right.
Custermen referred to the men of the Custer Division. The 85th Division was named after German China.
Yeah.
Anyway, German Custer, the little bighorn. That
yes.
Guy,
Yeah.
The 85th Division was formed out of Michigan because that's where they formed it, and that's where their favorite son was Armstrong Custer.
Yeah.
So so I put that up, and it didn't take but a year or so. I started getting top 10 hits when you search for something, an Italian campaign, this battle or something. And so I was getting emails from people saying, especially family members saying, well, my dad was over there. I'd like to know do you know where he was here? And so I get all these other questions. So I started helping these people, answering their questions. Then they send me pictures. Here's a picture of my dad.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of him. So I get a lot of pictures. I got some pictures on file.
Oh, amazing.
And one guy wrote me and said, I'm looking for these 3 places here in Italy. My dad was a crew member of B-25 that was shot down. And so he went and researched using my maps. I gave him the information. He got researched. He went over there to Italy. And he found some Italians that told him where they had hid his father in a cave. So he wrote this book, Shot Down Over Italy. So he gives me credit for the maps he got there. And he tells the story about how he was rescued by the Italians and how he was hid out to the Allied. Probably the British came up and liberated that area. So that's one of the examples of.
That's
had
amazing.
Many other examples.
Yeah.
Let me share one more. This one right here, I met a guy who contacted me from Italy.
Yeah.
Can you interpret that?
No.
10 days in Italy.
I got the first word. Yeah, I knew the first word.
So it covers 22nd April to the end of the May 2nd. And it's about the Italian area up there. And there's sort of an Italian viewpoint, but it was a SS unit that surrendered up there.
Okay.
But they didn't have to lay down their guns. They still had drill and everything. That was really weird. Strange.
Right, yeah.
They were still doing drill.
Wow.
So all through that book, though, he's the only person I gave that. He got pictures of my dad's from my dad's camera in there.
Ah, yes.
And I have not read this book because I can't read Italian.
I'm sure there's apps and stuff out there now that can help us out with that. But no, that's amazing. Well, so, did you get credit for that one as well?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Really good credit. Because every picture had a footnote.
Yeah.
Saying it was from me. So.
Oh, amazing. So what process do you go when you help these families out of these people? What is the kind of process you go through to finding the information out?
Well, it's a lot of it because I've studied the 85th Division. So usually it's the 85th Division. Sometimes I help from one of the unit books, unit histories, has all the people in back who were killed.
Oh.
It didn't have the rest of all of them. It had just the ones that were killed and the ones that will receive awards.
Right.
So he said, I don't know what company he's in. Well, I go in there and he got a Bronze Star medal. He was in Company B. Okay. Well, let's go see what Company B was.
Yeah.
So, but let me tell you, the purpose of all this introduction, not talking about me, but talking about my real concern and focus of all this study was to find out what happened in Italy.
Yes.
from May of 44 to May of 45 after my dad came in, but also after they pulled out of, after Rome, they pulled out, I heard 250,000 troops and soldiers out of Italy after Rome was liberated. So, and because of that, you know, you tell these people how to go read about the World War II and say, okay, they'll get a history book. It has nothing about what happened after Rome.
Nice.
Nothing. It doesn't have a battle. You know, Mount Batiglia. Doesn't have a place or a date. It doesn't have units like what division was where or when or something. So they have nothing to go to. So what I have here, what I started with early in the days, my dad brought home this book. It's called 85th Division, from Returno to the Apennines. This was printed during the war. Before the war ended. It was made to put in their pockets. Take home to the loved ones and their family and says, we were there. Well, this is one that says we were there. This is the 88th Division. And it's called From Gruber to the Brenner Pass. The 88th Division had a combat team that went all the way to Brenner Pass on May 2nd. Will you read that in history books? I don't know if you'll find that in history books. So I have transcribed these and put them on the website. So you don't have to find it. So you can go in there and I've annotated certain things. Well, this is something, you know, this is where this is located or something.
Definitely check that out.
And here's the 1st Armored Division. I don't know when this was published. After the war or not, but I have part of it on my website, just the part where they were in Italy from mainland Italy from January 44 to end of the war. Then you'll find some other unique books. This is the 351st Infantry Regiment, 88th Division. I don't know when this was published, but this is a Army publication. And they got more detail. Well, look at there, some names in the back. But see, they got maps. I'm sorry. See,
that stuff is definitely.
You're getting down to the regiment, the regiment had 4. I'm confused. 3 battalions, 4 companies for each battalion. So you get the company level. The study right here, so you can really get these. Will mention battalions and companies. So you say my dad was in Company G. You go where Company G was, and you find out what he approximately what he did, where it was, and stuff like that. So anyway, that's my introduction, showing you why I'm focused only on American 5th Army. But of course, I've learned a lot of other stuff, and you know, I used to have a few collections of Italian helmets, hats, and stuff, and I'm trying to sell all this stuff off. But anyway, that's my intro.
No, that's great. So, what was involved in your dad's war? What was his time in Italy like? Did he ever mention?
Well, that's a broad question, but anyway. Well, he was in the artillery. The infantry division had 4 artillery batteries. They started off with 3. They said, well, we need a heavy one. So they had 4 artillery batteries. They were not loaned. They were part of the infantry division. So they could wear the 85th Division patch. He was in the forward observer section. So he was part of the forward observer team, but he wasn't a forward observer officially because that was only an officer. But he told of places and times he'd actually fired a gun, ordered the position to be fired at. He went out a few times with the infantry, and there was one close call where he was ambushed, and they jumped in a haystack, and the machine guns were just going right through the haystack. Big old And he said, Lieutenant, he had misidentified the person in his story, Lieutenant Alonzo. It was actually Lieutenant Tanzer was shot, and they said, well, he's dead. You grabbed the binoculars, I grabbed his 45, and let's head back. Report this. They reported him to dead, and they said his story was that, you know, 6 weeks later, he walked in the camp and says, who stole my whiskey? The officer's gone for and you lose one. What happened, he was shot across his back. The bullet went, he said under his spine. I don't know if it means really under it or over. You know. So he was disabled, but he continued to be an interpreter because he spoke German.
So he stayed in,
So anyway, that was one case where I almost wasn't born.
Blimey. So he was he had a rough time out there.
He had a pretty rough time, but there were a lot of times he was up on the hill, you know, helping out with the forward observer. Some of them got silver stars for their thing.
When did Dad talk much about it immediately after getting home, or was it something that come out later in life?
No, I don't know if he talked much about it at home. He would talk a little bit about stories. Usually when somebody came over, like one of my older sister would have some girls over, he'd talk to him about, I was in Italy, you know. So he'd tell stories, little things, about
of course,
whatever. But he was the kind of guy, he wouldn't talk to somebody unless he thought he was a veteran who actually saw combat. Then he would say, I would do this.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be standing by there, you'd hear some of his stories.
Yeah.
And like I said, my brother was with him in Italy. He told some more stories. They wrote them down.
Yeah.
And all these stories without, he scratched his head and said, I don't know about this. Like he said he was in Florence when they were Germans on one side, Arno, and he was on the other side. He was a little bit over to the side. 91st Division was in Arno.
Yeah.
In Florence. He said he looked across and he saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he saw a camel grazing underneath the Leaning Tower.
Really?
So I found out, the Russians came into Italy, and guess what they brought their equipment on? Back trains, the one-hump camel.
Yeah.
So he might be right.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We tested, we tried, we scratched your head, and we tested every one of them. Every one of his stories. Now, he always told a story. He went to see Mussolini hung up in Milan. That one I cannot prove because that was, the partisans shut the city down, so no one allowed in. But there was one recon unit that went there. For him to go there, he had to jump in a truck, travel, pass through the 1st Armored Division and head to Milan. He said, I can't see that.
No.
But I had another veteran tell that. So.
Oh, really?
I guess it's true. Yeah.
Well, then it must be. It must be.
Well, I have a picture. I found a picture a guy had of these Americans with the American helmets standing in front of the hanging Mussolini.
Yeah. Well.
Who were those Americans?
Yeah. His dad. Yeah. Oh, wow. And so, he was quite open about his stories then. True.
Not the detail, not the bad ones, just the fun ones. I don't know. He didn't tell a lot about it.
No, and
he maybe show some pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I call it he liberated a German camera in May of about 18th or something from Materno as we were getting up toward getting close to Terracina.
Yeah.
They found a German that was wounded, and he found his camera in his back. Yeah. He said he sent a picture home to my mom, and he captioned it. This is the thing he wrote. He said something. I forget what he said. I found this camera of the German. Said he gave it to me. He can't talk right now. So it was a camera that it was a camera, the Zeiss camera that had the folds down and had the bellows lens comes out.
Yeah.
It would take really detailed pictures. It was a 120 millimeter film where we normally shoot 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
And back behind me, you see that 11 by 14 picture. That was from this camera. I discovered 25 negatives that were not scratched up, and we made that that camera. That picture was made after I edited out cropped out about 15% of it, and he still done the 14.
Yeah. So your dad took that photo in.
Well, somebody took that of him.
Someone took that photo.
In the winter months, they were sent to camp. Several units went through there. It was at Gagliano, which is now Galliano, which is north of Florence. You see, there's a lake there north of Florence. That lake wasn't there. It's right above there. There's just a rough, campsite in the woods where they could get away from the snow and the Apennines.
Yeah.
But his morning reports I got just 2 years ago shows he was a little bit further east of there at a little church. He has grid coordinates. See, one thing I did, I collected maps over the time.
Yeah.
I have Italian maps, and I learned how to read the grid coordinates from their reports. They always reported in the grid coordinates the 6-digit number. It's confusing. You got to have the map with that 6-digit number that repeats. So I found out where it was, and I'm trying to get somebody to go out there and take a picture of that and see if it matches the pictures in this photo. Because he took several pictures there that was right during Thanksgiving. They had Thanksgiving dinner there in 1944.
Yeah. Oh, so if you could have matched them up, that'd be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've asked a few people. I know a few Italians, and they've been gracious to help me out and things and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten
Oh well, fingers
matched
crossed.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and the camera's still in working order.
Well, I think it is. My brother refurbished it, had it rebuilt, and he's taking pictures of it when he was big into photography. And of course, when you can develop films, that was 20 years ago. But But it's amazing. I found 25 pictures, and I put together a book for my family. It's called I call it Sergeant Cole's Lost Negatives.
Oh, that's
amazing.
They were lost.
Yeah. They were in an envelope. But I mean, I don't know if you see this.
Oh wow, yeah.
There's this one right here. I think I posted on your Facebook group your Facebook group. I asked the Italian, "What does that sign say?" And this is a bumper car ride.
Oh, like a fairground.
In Florence.
Oh, that's that well, not bad.
You blow up this picture, and there's a soldier right there. Where's he? Right here.
Right.
You can't see it; it's so dark. But he has Poland on his shoulder sleeve, so he's Polish.
Oh wow.
Polish.
That's.
But this is. I'll show you this is a good one. They got their winter uniforms and winter, the camouflage.
Yeah.
That's I think it's an interior or reversible something.
Yeah.
That's my dad holding on a carbine.
Wow.
They got them in late November. Can you imagine the airborne 50 first airborne what is it? 3 men Bastogne were freezing to death, and they were wondering about where our clothes. Yeah. Here's the guys in the background just wearing jackets. That's not easy to see right there.
Yeah. Oh wow! What amazing photographs. Is that Dad? Yeah. Oh wow, that's an amazing thing to have. Sure it is. Oh. So.
Breaking up.
Yeah, is that better?
We lose connection.
I think it should come back in a minute, Steve.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. We're good. Yeah. So definitely we'll share your Facebook your
Let me show you this picture.
What we got there?
This is a photo where they were camped out, and here's our artillery battery set up. I don't think they're really firing; they're just practicing.
Right.
And this is out near what's now Galliano.
Yeah. Oh wow.
West of that.
Yeah, that is.
So.
And how many photos did you have altogether, Steve?
Well, there's a lot of small ones, but we lost his. Somehow we lost his scrapbook. We had some of them real small ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them he didn't. He developed during the war, so they just made we call it where they print it from the negative, just straight press on them.
Yeah,
print press or whatever. And so I don't know. There's several of them.
Yeah.
But you're limited to what you can take pictures of. You can't take pictures of the enemy. You can't take pictures of your tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't really take pictures except for fairground rides. you can take pictures of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bless him.
That's why you see both of them taking pictures of them bathing in the rivers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do often wonder why them pictures about, but it's for that reason, and it was memories for them, for the troops that were out there as well. They had to. There's not a lot of it they would want to remember. So them nice times, they're good things to take pictures of.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you, Steve, what are your thoughts on the Facebook page that we've got going on? Has it been of any help to yourself, or is it an interest?
Well, I enjoyed it because I was interested in a lot of the pictures and stuff and the discussions.
Yeah.
I sometimes jump in too much, but I like to say, "Oh, I like this," or just make a comment, not trying to, interfere with anything. But yesterday I uploaded some cat badge I had.
Yeah.
And so I got a collection of British cat badges. I want to show it to them.
Yeah, definitely. I can say that.
You show that?
Yeah, definitely.
I just show that I'm not biased against the British, but the website seemed like it has more British than it does American. So I'm looking for more Americans to get on board.
Right. Yeah.
This is my.
We'll work hard on that.
This is my half of my British cat badge.
Oh wow.
That's half my British cat badge collection.
That's amazing.
There's 48 Highland Canadians.
Yeah.
So, and down here I have my World War I cap badges. These are World War I versions. This is a Manchester Regiment, and they changed to a simpler one.
Yeah, for the Second World War. Yeah,
I have some of these, and a few of them I did make an error, and I bought a fake one or two.
Yeah, that happens.
I found a Facebook group that would evaluate.
Ah, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of the fakes out there, unfortunately.
So I'm interested in some of what the British. I don't understand the organization. Like I said, you have to learn how they're organized and companies. Y'all have different companies set up, and Germans have different companies with set them up. So
it's always a learning process. Definitely is. We'll never know it all. We'll never know it all. But well, thank you very much for your time, Steve. It's been interesting to hear about your dad, and especially about that camera he brought home. What I'd like to do is share your website on the Facebook page so other people can get in touch and learn a little bit more as well. So if that's all right with yourself, we'll do that. Yeah.
It's real simple. It's easier to go just to the site map and see what I've got there, and just see all the pages, and you can read what I've got there. So.
Excellent. Yeah, well, we'll get that out there so everyone can have a look. Lovely. All right, well, I'm going to let you go, Steve. Thank you very much for your time.
I enjoyed it.
And we'll speak again soon, mate, yeah?
Okay.
Excellent. Look after yourself, Steve. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.